Don't mind me, I'm just breastfeeding over here. Do you hear those little noises?
Oh my god, I can't deal. Okay. So
It's a little loud.
it's really cute. I can't handle it. I'm like
Lock
dying
it down, Esme.
Okay, so this is from Erica. She's 29 from I said your age again. I apologize. San Francisco Bay Area, California. She's a mama to a very active, clever, and sweet-natured 2-year-old baby girl.
Aww.
And now to a new baby boy. Congratulations, who's only 2 weeks old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, although we talked to our first a ton about her baby brother joining us, his presence has been hard. Hello, we hear a chicken. Who's this chicken? Hello.
Hi,
What
babe.
you doing? Are you gonna get some water? Sounds good. So she said, although we talked to our first a ton about her baby brother joining us, his presence has been hard on her and she's been acting out for attention. She doesn't really seem like herself, her carefree self. I'm trying my best to do one-on-one time. Hubby has taken her out for special outings, but I think the change in not having mum all to herself has been really tough on her. What are your advice or tips and how to navigate through this crucial time? Sarah, you take this away since I don't know yet.
That's a really good question. We did the same thing with Wyatt. Is we talked to him a lot about the baby, and we really got to a place where we. Oh goodness, here. I'm gonna get her settled. We got him to a place where we really felt like he was, ready for the baby, and he was so excited, and then we had her, and as soon as we brought her home, he was so excited about her, and it was never about the baby. It was almost like his energy level went from a 2 to a 10. It was like he wanted to jump on the bed.
Which for
he
Wyatt
wanted to jump on me. He was like, and he's an energetic kid.
He's
like
already
he
energetic.
doesn't. If he cries, he wails. Like everything he does with gusto. So. He all of a sudden it was just like he was bouncing all over the place, and I was a little thrown off. I was confused. Like, what do I need to do differently? Am I doing something wrong? And you're at 2 weeks now, and I will tell you that stick with what you're doing with making sure you're having some time with her, and maybe make it consistent. So what I started doing is that, I took him to preschool, and then I had some time after preschool with the baby, and then I'd pick him up from preschool, and after preschool was always like, I'm picking up from preschool, and then we're going to have our Mama and Wyatt time where we're going to have our after school snack together, and I'm going to read you a book, and we're going to read a book together, and then he's going to go down for his nap. And so it was something where every single day we had this time, and it wasn't like he was asking for it because of the baby, or he wasn't even asking me for it. I was just doing it to see if that would change his energy level of maybe being like, hey, look at me a little bit more. And it really did, and it took a little bit. And also my husband was taking him out to do things with him, and I think when he would go and do activities and stuff, he would come back and he would be a little bit more mellow. But I think it was confusing for him that I was in bed so much with the baby nursing, and as much as you try to explain that when they're that little, it's hard to understand. So maybe consistency is what she needs. Structure is really important for a toddler, so maybe that'll help.
I'm also taking note. Okay, my name is Nicole. I live in Sarasota. Is that how
Florida. Yeah, Sarasota.
Yeah.
Sarasota.
Sarasota. Whatever she said. I'm 26, and I have a question for both of you about how you felt before your pregnancies.
Okay.
She hasn't had children yet. She has much more curiosity about motherhood than ever before, but she still doesn't know if it's really calling for her yet. Some women say that they feel a strong pull to be a mother before they decide to get pregnant. Some say they didn't feel connection to motherhood until after they had the baby. How did you guys feel? Did you both know that that it was the right time to become a mother, or did you think life accommodates you when you decide to get pregnant?
You go first.
Sure. I've been obsessed with being a mum for forever. Everyone who knows me knows that my whole life, it's all I've wanted. In fact, my agents and managers, you've been seeing them recently because I've been working a lot. They've been telling stories to anyone that'll listen about how when I got to Hollywood, I had announced to them in the room, like the group of them, that, I'm going to act for 1 year, but then I'm going to start having babies, and I want to have 6 or 7 babies, and then I'll continue acting after that. And they said I was 18 at the time. So I thought I was going to have babies at 19 and just have so many kids. So for me, it's always been my calling card, everything I love. I actually can't believe that I was 27 by the time I had babies. Everyone thought I would be, that 23-year-old with 4 kids. But I love it. I love everything about it. So for me, it was definitely calling me, but it was about being the right time in my life, finding the right partner, and actually making the decision to have a baby and start trying to have a baby. So that's kind of my story.
I always knew that I wanted to have kids, and I always felt, I love babysitting, and I always felt like, I wanted to be a mom, and I used to want to have like 5 or 6 kids like this one. And I did even like when I was older, and then, and now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to have 5 or 6 kids, but I want to have like 4. But yeah, I mean, I think it's different for everybody. And for me, I didn't feel like I, necessarily like wasn't ready when I was younger. I just didn't have the right partner. And then when I met my husband, all I wanted to do after I met him was have kids with him. I just wanted to have babies so bad.
That's so cute.
And I had to wait on him, I'm just like, okay, is he ever gonna like move forward with this? Yeah, like, and I would always say to him, like, we don't have to be married, we could just have babies. And
so cute.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think, when the timing is right, but there's never a right time to have a baby. So every time you you just have to dive in.
Good luck. Can't wait to hear any updates. You'll have to email us. Yeah. Okay, Jenna from Ontario, which you pronounce Ontario, Canada. She's 19 weeks pregnant. Yay, congrats. Between children, spouses, cooking healthy meals, self-care, pets, homes to take care of, socializing and work. What tools do you use in your life to ensure you're living a balanced life? Because it can feel quite overwhelming at times. Yeah, I mean, balance, isn't that the key? It's imperative to have balance, especially as you're growing a new life in your uterus. For me, it's about checking in with myself and cultivating that self-care and really understanding what are some things that I can do each day that can serve me. And for me, my thing is I have a child. I love to do play dates. I also love to do this kind of work. So I just plan ahead. I really look at my week and, all right, I know that I need at least an hour a day to do bath. I want to have my own bath. I've been doing lavender baths. Like, that's my way of cultivating self-care. I also take time out to meditate. And whenever I do those things, it's like an instant recharge and I feel completely in balance. And then also, I don't try and be a superhero. I don't try and do all of it. Some weeks I'll get a lot of stuff done and it feels really great and in balance. And then the next week I'm struggling to stay on top of it all. But it's okay. You just have to be easy on yourself and make sure you're treating yourself with love and compassion first and foremost. And then just do the very best you can.
I think that's really important, is not to feel like you have to get everything done. And I also feel like something kicks in when you're pregnant, and it's like that thing where they talk about nesting. I was nesting way earlier than, I was like, they told me that I was going to, where I was just very type A and trying to get everything done. But, you have to give yourself a break and really take time to enjoy this time by yourself. And I'll give you like one little thing that when I was pregnant with Wyatt, I found myself trying to listen to this hypnobirthing CD, And I would lay on the bed and I would open the windows and I'd let the breeze come through and I listened to the hypnobirthing CD, and it really didn't matter what the hypnobirthing CD was. It was just something for me to do to like meditate. And I would lay there and I would do my breathing and I would like let that take me into a very small nap. And then once I would wake up from that nap, like that was my time to, you know, do something for myself, is that I would sit there and cleanse my mind and my body, and then I would sleep and then wake up and, you know, go on with my day. So that was something that felt really good to do, and to not, you know, get too overwhelmed with the day-to-day tasks and stuff you have to try to get done.
Good one.
Lots of pooping
Lots
going
of
on
good
right
poop.
here. Not me, the baby. It's right here.
Sarah's pooping as she told. She's getting so excited by your questions.
Yes.
Okay, Alison from Indiana is 32 weeks pregnant. Her question is, what were you most surprised about during those first few weeks or months of becoming mums? So with Wyatt and Bodhi, I guess. What made you feel overwhelmed? Did you feel unprepared for anything? Yeah, I guess like because you've never done it before.
Right.
So, the thing that I was surprised at was that how much all they kind of need, I think, in those first few weeks. And, you know, I haven't done it for a few years now, so Sarah would be more on the know on this. But I remember I would just, like, lie with him for the first few weeks. Like, and I didn't feel like I had to get out of the house. I wanted to just kind of be with him and get to know him and stumble and try things. And you know, I remember hearing that I had to bath him in the first week, and so I went to bath him and he hated the bath, and so I started having baths with him, and that became our thing. And oh, okay, that's what I learned about him. He likes to be on my body when we have a warm bath together. We still have baths together, and it's no one baby is the same. They're all so different. So for me, those first few weeks were just trial and error,
figuring it out,
trying things and getting to know your baby and her poops. And I loved it. It was so amazing because I also just got to be totally lazy. It's good to sit there, breastfeed. I watched some shows. I had people cooking me healthy meals, and it was a really magical period that I'm sure is different when you have your second.
It is different.
Sure.
It is different. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this because this was kind of crazy for me with Wyatt, and also with her. But I'm like somebody who's really sensitive to smell, and smells are so important to me. Like there's a sense memory with everything with smell with me, and I smelled so bad when I started breastfeeding. It was just like you know, you would like the night sweats and the engorged boobies and the milk and the baby sleeping on you and you're both sweating, and it was just like everything. I was just like, oh God, I wanted to have 5 showers a day, and you have time for maybe one. And so, you know, getting used to that, the night sweats, the day sweats, that's so normal right after you have a baby. And then having, you know, boobs that are massive, bigger than you could ever imagine them being on yourself. That happens. And then just getting used to always being covered in like baby slobber, spit, vomit, poo, or milk.
Yeah. I remember I had busted capillaries all over my face from pushing from my birth.
Yes.
And I look at the pictures now and I was like, oh wow, I look dead. Like I literally look dead. And the first few weeks, you just have to
go with it, man.
Go with it. Exactly.
You're going to feel so different than you ever have in your whole entire life, just like you are when you're pregnant. Something's going to switch and you're going to feel even more different, and you got to go with it. And then like
be present.
You know, at some point you hit like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and you start really feeling more like you again, you know? And you're sort of coming out of that like beginning time. So just know that as weird as the things, you know, arise and come to you, and, you know, with the new baby and with your body, it does change. It adjusts.
Yes. All right, guys, that's it. We're at the end. Yay. You're amazing. We promise we will do this again.
Yep, for sure.
We love you guys. Mwah. Bye.